Alright, guys. So, decided to take a little different approach here. Brought up the map um, just to see what it actually looks like. It's very different um, the new Giants editor. Just taking a look at some of the different objects here. The road system appears to be in pieces. Shared editing mode. A lot of different um, views here. Console. We can view outdoor camera. Where's that? Oh, that's the vehicle. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what this means, guys, is you can actually put a vehicle in GE and run it in game. That's interesting. A lot of different possibilities there. Sidewalks are all kind of built together. Water light. Water seems a little different. Here's the crane. The texture viewing is really weird. Show navigation meshes. Okay, so we have a few different navigation meshes here, and they all seem to be joined together. It doesn't appear that there is separate navigation meshes for um, the same animal. Player farm, sheep enclosure, livestock market. These are decorations, roads, ghosts, lights, street lights, blinds, trees, train system, spline. Okay, that all seems pretty similar to 15. Animal loading triggers. So if we actually click on this, we bring up user attributes. Animal type cow. On create load, title animal cow pasture. If we bring up show bones, that's interesting. That's more of a mod thing, not a map thing, so. Windows. Um, Interesting. This had weird textures here. It's kind of like seaweed. That's pretty cool. What else we got going on this map? Alright, we got a trigger here, I believe. See what we have. Gameplay. This is all very different. We have an in and we have an out. There doesn't appear to be anything. Silo trigger in. Okay, so that's where you drive through. Okay, these are just the triggers. Um, Shovel trigger index. Okay, out. What does out do? We got out. Silo trigger on create. Fill volume discharge effect. Grain. Smoke. It's quite different than 15. Gameplay, interactive trigger, bunker silo, visual. Well, this is weird. There's actually there's no. It doesn't appear to be any kind of fill plan affiliated with the bunker. I think it's kind of you can like tip your silage, your chaff anywhere, and then push it into this interactive trigger, and then it will become collisions. Collision height 3. Silage. Grass windrow, dry grass windrow, chaff. So that's all similar kind of user attributes. A little different setup because in 15 and 13 you actually had fill planes and stuff like that. So the whole biogas plant. This is weight station. Okay, so you can drive through. You have your weights. Current UV set. I'm not really sure what that is. Add-ons. Lighting. There's a light. Oh, okay. Um, Weight trigger. Display. Okay, that's not really any different. What is this? This is crazy. I wonder if you can ride that bike. No, I doubt it. It's kind of weird that there's no actual crops. You can't see anything in the actual editor. So I wonder if we go to terrain editing. I'm gonna move user attributes over here. Foliage, we can't do anything? That's really bizarre. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. No, I don't want to save anything. Vehicles, steerable. I'm kind of curious. Okay, we got Case IH. How they set up a mod so it has the ability to have wheels, but then you can modify into tracks. Um, so we're looking at for the combine. Actually, the Magnum, because you can actually that has tracks and you can buy wheel like row crops and stuff like that. Front axis. So we'll create a camera. Currently, a camera. I'll do this. This is very different. Front axis. Yeah, front axis. Density. Distance blending. That's a new item. Usually you just click non-renderable. This whole, I don't know what BV is, but this is all new. Um, yeah, this is all new. I'm not really sure what this is at all, to be honest. Camera, outdoor camera value. They really kicked this one out. This one's out 16. Indoor, it's at 60. 54. Okay, those are pretty similar. Lighting, we got a lot of new changes for lighting here. High beam, low beam. The light itself. High beam, low beam. Apparently they're not with this new light shader, they're not adding on the cast shadow, which that kind of allows your lights to kind of peek through bushes and stuff like that and cast shadows. It's a really neat effect. So I'm not sure if they're doing that for lower end PCs to begin with or what. High. Okay, so we got two high beams. We're looking at the Case Magnum here. Kind of want to correlate how they have these lights set up with how they script it. Okay, so here's our wheel configurations. Broad default configuration. We have a crawler configuration. So that's really cool that you can actually add multiple wheel lines, and with each wheel line it has all the data, mass, friction, width, spring stamper. Oh, that's because that's the front. So there's going to be a pretty large learning curve here. Um, as it relates to if you want to have multiple configurations um, for a mod like row crop, duals, triples, crawlers, I think you're going to actually file name. I'm not quite sure if you'll actually have to separate your wheels, like export your wheels, or if you can leave them. Maybe you don't need to have this line at all. You can just leave them there, and then maybe these lines right here. Object change. True, false, visibly, not visible. So it's going to take some playing around. Configuration index. I have no idea what that is. But it has the pricing in there. Very bizarre. Different motor configurations. So not only you can do wheels, you can do engine specs. That's really cool. Lights. Low, high. I didn't really notice a difference between low and high. In game, what I saw was like your regular lights, then your working lights, like front and rear work lights. But it looks like you can have this one on, and that's a decoration. This is an actual light, excluded light type. So this is on, but not on when light type 3 is. This is on when light 1 and, base light in, real light, high beam. This is, I'm already kind of overwhelmed. But the wheels in the lighting. I wonder, because you have the ability to also like change your attachers too at the dealer. So this is going to be another scheme. So it has the scheme, object change, steer bars. A lot going on. This is all pretty similar. This line right here, this is a pretty important line to add for if you have like components. This allows 10 degrees rotation left, right, and you have the ability to add like force and spring and dampening, so it's not just kind of loose. So you can actually add like kind of wheel lines to stiffen up that front axle or whatever it is. So you can have movement in parts, but they're also kind of have some physics associated with that. You can actually use these lines in 15. This isn't just exclusive to 17. I've used similar scripting on a lot of my mods in 15 that have multiple components, specifically on like front axles of tractors. It's really helpful if you're using like a front end loader. You still have flex, but it still has some kind of stiffness, some rigidity there. Um, they really simplified the whole character thing. Some AI. But yeah, it looks like if you want to have a lot of different variations of a tractor, different wheel configurations, looks like all of the stored data is now in the XML. Apparently, you don't have to put in specs for all your different configurations. So that's nice. Going down to motor configurations, I wonder if you have the ability to change your fuel. No. So here's the thing. If you want to change, because there's some differences between tractor motor configurations. Some of them have different fuel capacities as you're jumping through the engines and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem that you can change a fuel capacity as you're changing your motor configurations. Indoor HUDs. Fuel usage, we have time, RPM, speed, cruise control. Interesting. And then fuel display. So if we bring this back up, there is a lot going on here for fuel usage, working hours, time, RPM, speed, cruise control. Oh, that's just RPM. I thought it was gonna be like something else, but it wasn't. But the most bizarre thing about 17 that I noticed, and what's really crazy, is it's not even separated. This is literally all one piece. And um, Windows material editing. What's super crazy is it's all literally like all these shader nodes of moving parts are like coded into the geometry, um, which is crazy. Like in 15, like you had to separate all this stuff out for it to work. But now it's all one, it's all one solid component. I saw this and it just like blew my mind. And I feel like people that are going to try to take mods from 17 and backwards convert them to 15 are are in a world of hurt because the amount of work every piece of equipment they want to convert to 15 will have to go through Maya or Blender and separate everything, you know. Like I mean we're all used to that, but this is all very different. And this thing is front axis. Configurations, decals, element configurations, tire part, fuel cap handles. Does that make any sense? Oh, tracks part. Can get that visible, turn this on. That's cool. Yeah, so a lot of it's gonna be a huge learning curve here. But if we look at this is crazy. Width, diameter, length, and radius. Belt, connector position, and scale. I don't even know what that means. Rim color mask. Belt coon. A coon belt has its own shader specialization. Tire pressure deformation. A lot of new stuff here. Hub, dual belt, local, cat, mule. With diameter, radius, scroll. This is crazy. Custom texture file, shared dirt normal. Window. What other kind of mod meta? What the hell is that? Wait. Package? This is weird. I'll have to look into this. Maybe this kind of like hard codes. If you're gonna release mods, you can actually like code in your own stuff there. That's cool. Animation. Let's see what kind of animations. Is there anything? Nope. Interactive placement. New mod from game. Open mod. Preferences. This is very weird. Open mod. Save changes. No. New mod from game. Please make sure it is installed. It is. Do not save. Exit out of that. Okay. Train. Oh, the train's in here. Wagon, grain, locomotive. Mass value. That's kind of an old line from 13, I think. Gearbox sound, retarder sound. Brake compressor, max air consumptions per full stop. Let's see what else. Vehicle types. Oh, about time. About time they listed everything right there. Reverse driving, crawler, foldable, articulator axis, wood crusher trailer, skid steer. Categories: belts, pallets, low loaders, leveler, weeders. What is that? So, some new categories: collision masks. Okay. Giants just blew my mind. Specs and functions. Okay, these are all pretty similar. Income per hour, seed field types. We have a lot of different functions. Bale wrapper, beehive, belt system. Big bag fertilizer, big bag pig food, big bag seeds. Fillable pallet. Low loader. There's that weeder again. Music. Well, here's the music. Maybe you could like add some of your own music in these files. I'm guessing. Do not modify any of these. I'm not sure if adding your own music in here would actually affect a multiplayer game, but it could. Fill planes. Poplar. Liquid manure. First person. Chainsaw. Trailers. What was that? Yeah, it was this one. Okay, so it's two. It's actually two. It's actually two i3D files. This is what the store data is. So they kind of got clever with this. It's two items. However, when you buy it, it has attacher info. They're attached to one another. Bundle element 0, bundle element 1. Interesting. But it's still um two components. That's cool. Attacher joint, front, support boxes, support collision. So when you okay, that's so when you unattach it. Shelf. This thing must rotate. It is item 014, and they have it scripted as a support. No, they don't. 014. What do they have 014 as? Color node? Doesn't make any sense. Right? Because, like, this thing needs to get rigid. allows joint root, enable collision, lower rotation. I guess I don't understand how that kind of locks in place. Input attachers. Because this, like, once you attach it, it input attacher, semi-trailer hook. That's the same. Interesting. I don't actually know how they prevent that thing from moving around. I would have figured that this would be it, but that's just a shelf. So somehow this attacher joint 00. I'm not seeing anything though that would lock that in. You know, how does it go from being able to like rotate when it's hooked up to a semi-trailer hook, but then it becomes rigid when it's not hooked to that? I don't know, guys. I think it's going to be a pretty steep learning curve to convert these mods over properly from 15. There's a lot of differences that I've seen so far. I mean, there's a lot of, it's very similar in a lot of ways, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I have no idea what's really going on. The distance blending, that I don't really know what that is. Anyways, guys, um, I'm pretty excited about this. I always like learning new things, learning um, and trying, new challenges. This game, if you spent any time trying to edit or learn to mod or anything like that, you know that it's a very long, time-consuming, frustrating process. But hold on, before I go, there's one last thing I want to look at, and I'm trying to think what was the name of that big cultivator. It would be under tools, I believe. I think it was this one, right? Is it this thing? I think it was a Keverland. Is it this thing? Nope. Is it this thing? Or maybe it was a Volt. Maybe it was this one. Yeah. What the literal fuck am I looking at? What is this? What is all this color stuff? what what is going on? Wow, it is all one piece. I don't understand. Like, I know they love Maya, but that's crazy. That is literally crazy. Look at all these these skin bind nodes, guys. What is this? Oh my god. Why did they make it so difficult? We have quite a few wheels. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 6 components and more than 10 wheels. So that gives me hope that we can have more than 6 components and more than 10 wheels. That's my hope. I guess I will experiment a bit and see. But this is a new line you're going to really have to do. Wheel configurations. Even if it only has one configuration. Lights. Low versus high. They're using the same decoration. This one has a light source. This one has no light source. Uh, both are on at base and working. Turn lights. Turn lights has a real light and a decoration. Really? Let me look here. Wow, it actually does. That's why they appear so much brighter. They're legit lights. Oh, it all makes sense now. That's why the yellow Coronas and your regular brake lights. Wait, brake, but now this brake light doesn't have a light. Light's back. But yeah, literally everything is a light now. If you were to view, show lights, see what I mean? They're actual light sources. So they will show up at night. That's really cool. But holy smokes, like, I wonder if you'll be able to do this skinning, um, this skin bind node. I literally have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this means. This is all new to me. Um, if you go to the actual material, um, nothing is there. It's the same kind of shader lights as before. Nothing's changed. Okay, so this is a shape. Kind of curious what these density. They use the same collision mask. BV radius, BV. These are all new areas too, I believe. I've never seen this before. But we go to the actual shape. Custom texture. There's nothing for custom texture. Shader source. Nothing. So how do you tell what the skin nodes are? Skinning, that's checked. So that's significant. Distance blending, still don't know what that is, but it's significant. Is there anything else we can bring up that will... User attributes do anything? Nope. Anyways, thanks for watching. Might be a little bit boring video, but I'm sure those who are still watching are more interested in this kind of stuff. It's definitely going to be a huge learning curve, not just for me, but for everyone. Um, and definitely, if you want to convert mods from 17 to 15, you're definitely going to need. I made a tutorial a while back about how to import um, mods into Blender because that's what I use, and how to like apply the textures and then separate certain components and then re-export. So you're gonna have to become very comfortable with doing that if that's something you look to do. But other than that, this looks mad complex. Really stepped up their GE game from 15. Um, so I guess we all have a lot to learn, and hopefully it's going to be worth the effort. So thanks for watching.